If you're scrolling through endless options for a home gym setup, it's easy to feel like you're about to throw money at the wrong thing. You've probably asked yourself, will this actually fit in my living room? Will it keep me motivated, or will it just sit in a corner gathering dust? Those doubts are exactly why I'm doing this deep dive, because nobody wants to waste cash on equipment that doesn't match their space, schedule, or fitness goals. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. The AEKE One Smart Home Gym System tries to be the all-in-one answer, a compact frame, an AI-driven coaching app, a bench and a yoga mat rolled into a single package. At first glance it sounds like the kind of gadget that could replace a small commercial gym, but the real question is whether it delivers on that promise when you actually unbox it and start using it day after day. Let's start with the category itself. Home gym rigs have exploded in popularity over the last few years, driven by people who want the flexibility of working out on their own schedule without paying a monthly membership. The market is saturated with everything from simple dumbbell sets to massive power cages. What sets a smart system apart is the integration of software that claims to make each rep safer and more effective through real-time feedback. That's where the AEKE One's AI-powered precision comes in. The unit pairs with a mobile app, and sensors in the frame detect your range of motion, speed, and form, then push gentle cues to keep you in the right zone. In my testing, the prompts felt more like a friendly trainer than a nagging robot, a quick vibration or a pop-up message when my squat depth slipped, for example. From a practical standpoint, that AI coaching can be a huge confidence booster for beginners who are still figuring out proper technique. Imagine you're a busy professional who can only squeeze in a 30-minute session after work. The app offers structured, time-boxed circuits that automatically adjust the difficulty based on how you performed in the previous set. In a real-world scenario, I set it to a 20-minute total body blast, a mix of rows, chest presses, squats, and a few yoga poses to finish. The transition between exercises was seamless because the bench, the resistance bands, which are part of the kit, and the mat are all stored together. No need to hunt for separate pieces of equipment or rearrange furniture. The compactness claim is another selling point that resonates with people living in apartments or houses with limited floor space. The whole system folds down into a shape roughly the size of a large suitcase, and the bench can be detached and stored under a bed or in a closet. For me, the biggest test was setting it up in a studio apartment that only had a 6-foot by 8-foot living area. I could unpack, assemble the frame in about 10 minutes, and still have a clear path to the kitchen. That level of portability is rare in gym-quality rigs, which often demand a dedicated corner or a full-size room. Now, no product is without its trade-offs, and the K1 is no exception. Because it leans heavily on the app for its AI feedback, you're dependent on a stable Bluetooth connection and a smartphone that can run the software without lag. In a few instances, especially when my Wi-Fi was spotty, the live coaching lagged by a second or two, which can feel a bit disjointed during fast-paced intervals. If you're the type who prefers a purely analog experience, just you, the weight, and the bar, this reliance on tech could be a deal-breaker. Weight resistance is another area where the K1 is modest. The system uses a combination of adjustable resistance bands and a limited stack of plates that max out at around 100 pounds total. For someone who's looking to bench 200 pounds or squat heavy deadlifts, the range simply isn't there. The unit shines best for bodyweight movements, functional training, and moderate strength work. In other words, it's built for a full-body workout rather than a specialization in max strength lifts. A hidden cost that only becomes apparent after a few weeks is the need for a flat, non-slippery floor. The bench's legs are sturdy, but they don't have built-in casters or a heavy base. If you place the system on a hardwood floor, you'll want a rubber mat underneath. Fortunately, the bundle includes a yoga mat, but that mat is sized for stretching, not for bearing the full load of the bench during heavy presses. I added a cheap interlocking foam tile for extra stability, and it made a noticeable difference. Who should consider buying the AEKE One? If you're a beginner or intermediate who values guided workouts, lives in a space where a full-size rack is impossible, and enjoys the novelty of data-driven training, this system hits the sweet spot. It also works well for people who want a single piece that can double as a yoga space, a bench press, and a resistance band station without having to buy each component separately. The inclusion of the bench and mat in the bundle